ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवद्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्भक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 We will start today with a small meditation on the subject of prana. Then we'll go to the Bhashya. Okay. So, however you are, wherever you are, just be comfortable. Gently closing the eyes. I take the time to arrive nothing to do right now, nowhere to go. A meditation on prana. I take a deep breath, breathing in and then breathing out a few times without changing the speed or the course of the breath. Just being, breathing without needing to disturb the rhythm. I'm conscious of the breath. Like the wave coming in and out, touching the shore, and then going away, breathing in and breathing out happens in its own rhythm. What is it that I'm breathing? I'm breathing the air outside by you. As soon as I take it in, it is no longer Vayu, it becomes my prana, Vyashti prana, my own prana. And I notice this as I'm relaxing and breathing. If the mind goes away from the breath, I gently bring it back. The outside air becomes my prana with every inhalation, and with every exhalation, it joins the vayu again. So many people in the world, 8 billion people breathing. I just visualize everyone breathing at the same time. The same air. And not just people. I visualize this prana sustaining all the animals. Big cats, tigers, lions, jaguars, pumas, cheetahs. From big cats to small cats, all of them breathe. Bears, raccoons, alligators, they not only breathe right now, all of them in their own places are breathing with me. Plants, trees also breathe. They breathe with me. Insects, in their own ways, breathe. Sea creatures also breathe. Reptiles breathe. What is this I? Who is the breather? Who is this prani? I'm a little bead strung by the sutra of prana. Strung by the string of prana, I'm a little bead. All the other people, so many colorful beads. Plants, again, wonderful beads of many shapes, sizes. Animals, more beads. Strung by the garland maker called prana. Strung by the string called prana. That which is so long that it embraces every living being, inheres every living being, and we subsist like beads on a string. The Vayu gets a new name, Sutratma. that which is in the form of the great connector, the great garlander, the string that embraces and connects everything. Namaste Vayu Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi. Therefore, I surrender to you, O Vayu. You are a very potent and a tangible form of Ishvara for me, Bhagavan, Brahman. Breathing in, I enjoy the presence of Ishvara. It is a blessing. Vayu is Ishvara, and at the individual Vyashti level, the prana is also Ishvara. Prano vai Ishvaraha. It's a gift to breathe. It's a blessing to breathe. Breathing in, I'm one with Ishvara. Breathing out, again, I am with Ishvara. The activity of breathing connects me to the whole. And from that standpoint, I'm life without boundaries. I am the prana that courses through the body, subtly nourishes it, awakens it, keeps it alive. I belong to prana. Prana belongs to me. I'm non-separate from Ishvara. To recognize Ishvara, I don't need to do anything but breathe. All I have to do is breathe awarefully, mindfully, consciously. Breathe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. When you are ready, you can open the eyes. We will go on with the talk. This is one way to understand what is being said here in the form of how Ishvara pervades life in the form of Prana. So first the Bhashya to locate where we are. Let us see. 44. Okay. You can repeat. Katham punaha
Katham punaha
purusha vidhata asya
purusha vidhata asya
ityuchyate
ityuchyate
asya
tasya
प्राणमयस्य
pranamayasya
प्राणः एव शिरः
pranaha eva shiraha
प्राणमयस्य
pranamayasya
वायुविकारस्य
वायुविकारस्य
प्राणः
प्राणः
मुखनासिका निस्सरणः
मुखनासिकानिस्सरणः
वृत्तिविशेषः
वृत्तिविशेषः
शिरः एव इति परिकल्प्यते
शिरः एव इति परिकल्प्यते
वचनात्
वचनात्
सर्वत्र
सर्वत्र
वचनादेव
वचनादेव
पक्षादिकल्पना.
पक्षादिकल्पना.
How much is enough? There'll be a little more discussion. That's why. So kalpyate. Kalpyate means it is thought of, it is imagined, it is visualized. And we had already seen that this is a visualization where in the prana, in the Annamaya, we had seen Annamaya Kosha, we have seen this. And so we have done the kalpana for the physical body. So idameva shiraha, ayam dakshinah pakshaha. Only there's not much of an imagination there because your head is the head of Annamaya and then your left hand is the left wing, etc. A little bit of imagination. But here, since the prana has no form, it is all imagination. That's why he keeps saying vachanat, shruti vachanat, not your own vachanat or not somebody else vachanat. Shruti vachanat, apta vachanat. So shruti here is the pramana for this visualization so that, we take this visualization seriously. It's not coming out of some kapola, some skull. So kapola kalpita. It's a problem. At least when something inside the skull starts thinking, then okay, at least we can entertain it. But when the skull itself starts to think, then it's a problem. Okay, that's why we have an expression kapola kalpita, meaning don't give it don't fan these flames at all. Don't give it any airtime. Kapola kalpita means don't, the skull itself has started to think. Then we are in deep trouble. So here, that's why vachana, the shruti pramana atiti, we have to take. Ityarthaha. So then, so we saw this for the Annamaya. Now, for the Pranamaya, the Shruti is going to give the same. So then we have again, we have again what? The head and the left wing and the right wing, the same bird imagery. And so then what is the head for Pranamaya? What is the Shiras? What is the right side? What is the left side? What is this body? And the bird also needs a tail. The tail, as I said, has a stabilizing influence. So then what is the tail of this Pranamaya bird, etc. So this is what we are discussing right now. And for this, Bhashyakara says, Tasya Pranamayasya. And then for this Pranamaya, and let's not forget what the Pranamaya is. What is Pranamaya? Vayu Vikara, a modification of air. And that which is a modification, that's why the word Maya is used. Mayat Vikare. We saw Vikararthe. We saw that already. And so so Tasya Pranamayasya, Vayu Vikarasya. And what is that? This outside Vayu, which is in a modified form, going in the lungs. In fact, you might ask, what is the modification it's undergoing? It's undergoing a lot of modification. I mean, you breathe the air all right. It doesn't look like it has undergone any modification. But then as soon as you breathe it in, what do you call it? Prana. You call it prana. And then that is itself a modification. And that prana, it becomes maya because that prana is not just air anymore. It's a mechanism for keeping the body alive. You see what a big skip here. First you breathe in the air and suddenly the body is alive. There's nothing to do with air. So the blood cells are oxygenated and then all the carbon dioxide is thrown away. Not all the carbon dioxide, little carbon dioxide is needed. Otherwise there'll be some problems. Then you'll have to breathe into a paper bag, okay? And so then it's all about balance. And so some balance is there and everything. and then it takes away the waste. It oxygenates the blood and all the cells. It rejuvenates the body. So really it is not air, and air cannot do that really. It is air converted into a modified form of air, which has got this panchavrityatmaka function, which has got a five-fold function, which we will see, which we have already seen, but we'll see how it pertains to the bird, etc. Very interesting. So then, so the outside it is called Vayu, and then, and what is this Vayu? This Vayu becomes prana within the body. And what is the corresponding prana outside? Every single bird, every single reptile, every single being breathing. And so the Vayu now has a new name, Sutratma. Sutratma is the name for this one. Amazing. Sutra. And this Sutratma means it's not an ordinary thing, it's a huge thing. Very huge thing. And so this Sutratma, it's breathing, breathing, breathing. And that's why we cannot kill anything. We cannot kill at all. It's a no-kill culture. So we have even when you have to take some blades of grass for sacrifice, the new shoots of grass, then you pray. Vishetvorjetva bhagamastho bhagamassa devo vassavita. Like this you pray. Vishet, oh grass, I need to cut you for some sacrifice. Why? Because I have the pressure of wanting something or the other. My life is a mess. You are much more contented than I. You are not going around cutting off my fingers in order to do a sacrifice. Imagine. Imagine if the grass needed to hold a little sickle and cut off people's fingers, some digits, because it had a lot of raga dveshas and wanted something. We are the problem. We can't even leave a leaf on the tree, and we cannot even leave a flower without really taking it and making it mine. This is the problem. So here, the everything is alive. Everything is. That's why you cannot kill anything. You can gently usher it out. Yeah. You can usher it out. You call Krishna and he comes with his flute, and like a Pied Piper takes away things. You can do that. You can escort them outside and all these things. So it is a no-kill culture because we understand this concept of sutra. We understand that. So that's why even mosquitoes, cockroaches, everything, in India, we are very versatile. We always keep some towels just for that purpose. This is called an insect towel. So flying insects, jump. And this is your exercise. You jump on the bed, you jump high in the air and catch in the towel and then release outside. And then cockroaches also, which go fast. For that also you have a towel in the kitchen just for the cockroach. And then when the cockroach comes, you apprehend it and then release it outside. This is what one does. And why? Because they are all beads on a string. They're right next to you. No, I don't like the cockroach on either side of me. But yeah, but they look nice. That's why they're next to you. You have to have a pattern. Jiva, human jiva, cockroach. Like that, alternating beads. Who knows? Or even leopard, leopard jiva, human jiva, cockroach. Something like that. Maybe the cockroach are the little filler beads. Who knows? Who knows what is this vast arrangement? And so, therefore, this is all Sutratma. This is Pranamaya. This is what is Pranamaya. This is, imagine the same Vayu, having undergone a so-called change, is in the charge of upkeeping all the jivas in this universe. Crying babies, yes, tick, and then dogs, tick, cats, tick, big dogs, big cats, everything. Leopards, birds, and fish, everything. Anything that breathes is included. Plants, trees, shrubs, everything. And so then this Sutratma becomes prana within the body. Sutratma is the name of Vayu as Bhagavan, which is keeping strung all these beings. What kind of beings? Strung out beings. Okay. Yeah, especially human beings are always strung out. So these strung out beings are kept strung in a nice necklace, in a graded pearl necklace, not a single pearl out of place. We will have the small ones and the big ones in the middle, like that. Some pattern may be there. And so here also there is a pattern. But you don't see the string. You don't look at the string. You don't appreciate the string. You only go for the beads. The beads become real. The string becomes unreal. And if suppose the string were to revolt and said, who said I was unreal? Who said I don't exist? And if the string gives way, then all the pearls, beads are scattered. The beauty of the beads is brought out by the string. The variety of the beads, the whole, the whole many and varied beads. That is what it is. The whole Jagat is strung together by this Sutratma. And once this Sutratma, is inhaled, then it becomes prana within this particular body. Sutratma, samashti, total. And then prana, vyashti, individual. Because my prana, you can say, is different from your prana. And then the human prana is different from animal prana. You look at the dog, so quickly they will be breathing. You look at a bear, you look at a cat, their breath is much, much quicker. That's why their lifespan is shorter. Think about it. Yeah. Lifespan is shorter because they breathe a lot more. They pant, they hyperventilate. And that's perfect for them. But then looking at it from the samashti, anything that breathes is there. And all this is included in this whole world of pranamaya. Anything that breathes is included. This is not a small thing. Not only that, the breath is sustaining the body and the mind also, because without prana, the mind goes. Brain death can take place. If the brain is deprived of oxygen, the cells are deprived of oxygen, or at least if not brain death, brain damage can take place. And so it keeps the body mind sense complex alive, nurtured. This is the nurturing Bhagavat Shakti. This is just so beautiful. And this Shakti, this Prana Shakti, this is what is called Sutratma. But then individually it is different in every body. Collectively speaking, it is that same Shakti. Itself doesn't have name and form, but yet strings everything. And then once you breathe it in, this Shakti is a blessing received. And then until you breathe, it is blessing all around, present all the time. That is Vayu, but breathing itself is a blessing. That is Bhagavan. That's just amazing. All the time one is receiving the blessing. Still people say, oh, I want a blessing. You just breathe. If you next time you want a blessing, just breathe. Okay, that's all you need to do. Don't look for blessings. You're already blessed. Breathe. And then, so then this is what is pranamaya. Tasya vikaraha. Vayu vikaraha ityarthaha. So then also prana vikaraha. Prana is vayu vikara, and prana itself undergoes different changes within the body to nourish various body parts like this. So this vayu vikarasya pranasya pranamayasya Mukhanasika Nisaranaha Vritti Visheshaha. Vritti here is not, Akhandakara Vritti, etc. Vritti means just function, not even livelihood. It just means function. So Vritti Vishesha means a specific function. What is the special function? Vritti is Vyapara Vishesha, activity. So this specific peculiar activity, Vishesha Vritti. And then, so what is this Vritti Vishesha? It has got a certain function at a certain place. That is what it is. So, Koyam Vishesha, what is this Vishesha of Prana? Mukhanasika Nissaranaha. Nissaranaha means letting go. Mukhanasika means through the mouth and through the nose. Mukha, mouth, nasika, nose, nostrils. Well, when you sleep, what happens? Most people breathe through the mouth, okay? Why? Because there are sinus problems, there are all kinds of problems, and people eat too much sometimes, and then there is some kind of obstruction and all these things, and so Adi Shankara acknowledges that breathing is done through the nose and the mouth. Like when you speak, air is coming out of the mouth. That's why then during this COVID time, even now actually, because the cases are rising, one has to be masked when in when in groups of people. So mask has to be worn. Why? Because we are breathing not only through the nose, but also the mouth has to be covered because we are breathing through the mouth. And so mukhanasika nistarana. So that which is nistarana means going in, coming out, traveling. That is the nisarana here. So, mukhanasika nisaranaha means that which is traveling through the nose and mouth. And then because when you sleep, you mostly breathe from the mouth, etc. Bhashyakara recognizes that. I mean, here we just, it's so nice because even though he's such a sannyasi, he has so much observation of the daily life of human beings. Nothing escapes him. It's very, very beautiful, very touching. And so then it goes in through the lungs, comes out of the nose, sometimes comes out of the mouth, oxygenates the blood, etc., etc. And then there is this very delicate balance of the breathing out. Even when you breathe out, you don't breathe everything out. You breathe most of the air out and then take in some more air like this. And so this is pranamaya, which is vayu vikara. Then shiraha iti, shiras iti kalpyate. Now the head is being visualized. Why should it be so? Why should what is the head? Pranaha eva shiraha. Tasya prana eva shiraha. So the prana is the head. This prana that was just described as mukhanasika nistaranaha, as that which travels through the nose and mouth, that which purifies and sustains the body, not just your body, but all bodies. All bodies from earthworm to Brahmaji, everything. It upkeeps anybody that needs to breathe. Any body that needs to breathe is included here. And so then this is uh, the head. Why should it be the head? Why not another, this in the Panchavayus, another one be the head? Why not Apana or Vyana? Anything be the head? No, no. So this is Mukhya. Mukhya means without prana, no other thing can work. If prana itself, if respiration is not there, then digestion, how will it work? Elimination, how it will be there? Does the dead person digest? No, not possible. And circulation, vyana, how can it be there? Because there is stoppage of all activities. The body comes to a standstill. So this is the thing, and so therefore it is called mukhya prana. The prana is mukhya, therefore, and the shiras is the most important part of the body. That's why even in the Zoom class, everybody's head is seen. Okay, that is why shiras is the most important part. It's not that the screen is vacant and one hand is peeping out. No, it's the head. That's the most important part of anybody's body. And so therefore, this is called the prana is given the valuable place of the head. What? Whose head? Bird head. Bird's head. Because we are all visualizing birds here, and for every kosha there is a bird. So, what does he say? Let us see. Hmm. Yeah. So, the Shiras for the Pranamaya is Vachanat, he says, purely by the mentioning of the Shruti. Vachanat. Because it's not something, you don't have to sit and argue why not something is there and why not that and this. You have to have a head, and that which makes which is common sense, that which makes sense, that which you can see, that without, upon respiration, every other pranic function depends upon respiration. This is enough to give it the prize sthana position of Shiras. So this is why the prana is Shiras, and then so then the visualization of prana as the head of the bird occupying an important place is there for two purposes. First, when we have gone through this already, so we can go through it a little faster. So the first purpose it is there is for the sake of upasana. And that's going to come next. Pranan deva anuprananti manushyaha pashavascha ye. Prano hi bhutanam ayuhu tasmat sarvayushamuchyate. This is, this is the upasana. So the upasana means for antahkarana shuddhi. So that you understand the meaning of prana, that prana is indeed Atma. Atma is not prana. Prana is me, but I am not prana. And that I am as good as prana is a mistake. I am as good as prana, if you say, it's a mistake, because that conflating of the I with the prana makes the I, as it were, makes the I that is limitless and all pervasive, as it were, mistaken. You're mistaking the I for just the breath. Makes this I subject to becoming misapprehended. And so therefore, but then the prana is not out there somewhere by itself. You are connected to the whole through this breathing. Prana is indeed Atma, because that Atma, out of which the Vayu has come, is in turn sustaining this body, sustaining this mind, sustaining the senses. Very beautiful. Ishvara. That Ishvara is here in the form of your own breath. You're breathing in Bhagavan, you're breathing out Bhagavan. Breather is Bhagavan, breath is Bhagavan, Vayu is Bhagavan. That Sarvatma Bhava comes, and that Sarvatma Bhava can never come, can never be understood without this individual collective polarity. And that polarity is resolved in the understanding that this prana is connected. I am but a bead which is strung in the string of that which nourishes, and which nourishes the body mind complex. This is very, very important and very, very beautiful. So then so this is why it is given as an upasana. Pranam, this prana is Brahma. Prano Brahma. So this prana is Brahman. So this prana is Brahman, and then so now I'm not looking at prana at all. I'm looking at Bhagavan. Each time I breathe, the presence of Bhagavan is felt, is understood. And this prana alone is Bhagavan, and then that Bhagavan is me, is non-separate from me. Whenever I'm one with prana, I'm one with Bhagavan. This is a big thing. And so how to understand this? I mean, just because I breathe, I don't understand this all the time. So therefore, what to do? To understand this, there might be an intermediary step that is needed in the form of pranopasana, a meditation, visualizing the prana as a pranamaya, as a bird, and then going with all this. Visualizing the pranamaya as a bird, and then going with all this. And then saying that this is how it is, and this is what it will be, and then understanding this, and then doing prana is Brahman, upasana, prayer, mental prayer, visualizing it, meditating upon it. And then what happens? The resistance and the wrong identification gives way a little bit. And then when it is interfaced by knowledge, when you study the Upanishad from this standpoint, then it goes completely, it totally goes. And then so this is exactly why the upasana is given. That is one reason. The other reason is simply because we are having a bird imagery, and we have to list the various functions and the various things that are there. The components of prana have to be listed, so it is just a list. So this is what it is. So then you can just directly say prana, apana, vyana, udana, and to make it a little more interesting, it's in the form of a bird, pranamaya kosha. But here, so that you can stay with this for some time, you understand the Atma. And what is the Sutratma? It is Hiranyagarbha at every level. Bhagavan from the subtle standpoint, with the potential to manifest the subtle form of Bhagavan, is called Hiranyagarbha, and this prana. But then therefore this bird comes into the picture. Why? Because we have to account for the Vyavaharika reality. And this Vyavaharika reality alone is the one that is being, the where one is living. And this is where one is living, this is where one is breathing. And so we have to understand this, and we have to be with this. And so therefore this understanding is buttressed by this kalpana. This setup is there for a purpose, for the purpose of deepening the understanding, for the purposes of meditation. Tasya pranaha iti kalpyate vachanat. Sarvatra, not only here, but sarvatra vachanadeva parikalpana, pakshadik parikalpana. So he supplies, Bhashyakara supplies, not only here, but everywhere you have the same parikalpana through the Shruti Vachana. Sarvatra means what? Manomaya Adishu, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, in all of them, you have Pakshadi Kalpana, Vachana Deva, Shruti Vachanat. Because of the words of the Shruti, we have this bird imagery there in all the koshas. You can say. And then so here the prana is given the head, prana is the chief here. And then we have vyanaha, vyanavrittihi, dakshinav pakshaha. Vyanavrittihi means the act, the function, the activity of vyana means what? Circulation. Prana, respiration, dhyana, circulation. That is the left wing of the bird. Left wing of the bird. So that circulation means that which makes the heart pump. It's a vayu. That's what it is. So vayu, how the vayu functions. That which makes the heart pump, that which makes the blood flow. And then sometimes it doesn't flow. That is also there. Some imbalance is there. Deranged vayu. All these things are there. And then they will check the pulse. They are not checking how many times it is beating. The Ayurvedic person and the traditional Chinese medicine person, they are not checking that. They are checking for the different ways in which the air element is disturbed. And then Ayurveda says that as you grow older, you get more and more airy, more vayu. More vayu. The body becomes more vata. Vata prone body it becomes. Generally. Yeah, of course, there are exceptions, but generally. And then, so then you have to eat more unguent, more kind of, things that nourish, soft things and wet things, not dry things like chips and all these things. One cannot digest as one ages. So then this is the circulation, which is let's assume it's the left wing of the bird. Apanaha uttarav paksha. Then this apana vayu means this is the what is that? This is the vayu in the charge of elimination. If you keep eating, and then what? We just have samana vayu, which is digesting, but no elimination, then the body will burst one day. That's what will happen. So then that cleaning up, somebody has to be scavenging. There should be one vritti, one function of scavenging, pulling out all the toxins, and then the waste, all the things that cannot be digested, all the things that are after digesting, the leftovers, they have to be pushed out. Like even when you have a factory, you have the effluents. We know from the factory, like a cloth mill or steel mills, they have effluents. And then before they didn't know, they just happily put them in the rivers. Now all the rivers catch fire in America, lakes and rivers because of this. And because of all this oil and everything being there. So some of them regularly catch fire. And then, why? How can the lake catch fire? Because of the effluents. It's got all this, terrible oil, which, which catches fire because of the heat and everything. It happens often in the summer. All these poisonous things, toxic things, the rivers were there. That's why, sometimes the water becomes radioactive. It's all a problem. But even the factories are dispelling all the toxins. What to talk of this body? The body also has certain toxins. Now, unfortunately, some people think that the toxins have to be taken, recycled and taken back. Yes, we had one prime minister long back. What was his name? Morarji Desai. And he made this thing that you have to drink that all the eliminated things has to be drunk up again. And they say he lived to be 100 years old. And it doesn't matter. Everybody, most other people think, let me live as long as Bhagavan has allotted my lifespan without undergoing these drastic therapies. Okay, so then like this is what is called apana vayu. There's no recycling here needed. There is no recycling wanted, needed, and there's no recycling involved. It is supposed to be that it is supposed to be elimination. And then this is so the apana vayu is called adhogamanaman vayu. Adhogamanava means it is called it's got something that sends things back to the earth. That's what it is. It is because certain things should not stay in the body, otherwise it will cause renal failure. If there is too much urea or whatever it is, these are signs. It should be sent out. And then too much salt will cause water logging in the body. That has to be sent out. Everything has to be sent out. And then this is what is called apanavayu. Then we have a very interesting Akasha Atma. Akasha Atma. Akasha Atma means so now let us make sure. Let us before we go to the Akasha Atma. So we have Apanaha Uttara Paksha. And then so Apana means the Apana is the left wing, Dakshina Paksha, the right wing is the Vyana. So we have circulation, respiration, and elimination taken care of. Then the digestion. Here, Samanavayu, Akasha Atma. This is the Shruti Vachana, Akasha Atma. What is Akasha Atma? Yaha Akashaste Akashah te Vritti Visheshah Samanakhya Sah Atma Akashastah Vritti Visheshah Samanakhya Sah Atma Eva Atma Iva Atma Prana Vritti Adhikara Akasha Atma. What is this Akasha Atma? Suddenly we are discussing, something, and then suddenly Akasha comes into it. It's like saying hat, coat, umbrella, pumpkin. Instead of saying shoes, what goes with this list? Hat, coat, umbrella, shoes. But suddenly hat, coat, umbrella, pumpkin. What do you make of it? Very interesting, because here the pumpkin, should be read perhaps as pumpkin shaped shoes, shoes with a design of pumpkin on them or something like that. Why not? So like this. So here also, Akasha is a Lakshana. Lakshana for Samana Vayu, and we'll see why and how soon. What is Akasha is the Lakshana, and what is the Lakshana? What kind of Lakshana? Jahal Lakshana. Because the Akasha goes away. It's not Akasha at all. It has nothing to do with Akasha. There is no Akasha to talk of. Akasha means space. We are not talking of space. We are talking of the place occupied by space. And so it is Jahal Lakshana. You let go of Akasha and bring in Udara Akasha. You bring in the Samanavayu, the digestion. You bring in the digestion and the place where the digestion is taking place, which is the stomach, etc., abdomen, stomach, etc., the alimentary canal. And here it's a little bit of it's a little teaching for us. Why is the stomach and the Samana Vayu, why are they called Akasha? Because there should be space for the digestion to take place. So without space, digestion cannot take place. If you eat yourself, to full, so full, you feel very uncomfortable. You feel very, very uncomfortable. In fact, there is an Ayurvedic rubric. You have to eat only half of what you can eat. But I don't know what I can eat. All right, make 25 chapatis and see how many you can eat before you cannot even breathe. Okay, even the prana is affected. Then eat half of that. So that is that is how to eat half full. We should always be half full. And then what? It's just like a washing machine. If you just fill it to the brim, it will go bad because there will be no place for that machine to circulate and interact with the water and the soap. Similarly, here, purayet ardham, ashanena. So fill up the stomach half with food and then 1/4 with liquid water, and the other 1/4 leave it empty for the Samana Vayu to take place. Samana Vayu ho sancharanartham. For the Samana Vayu to do its job, leave the 1/4 empty fully and then half with food and 1/4 with water. This is the Ayurvedic way of eating. And then, so this is so there is a little bit of a there is a little bit of a reminder that stomach is not stomach is may not be Akasha, but the stomach is called Akasha here in the hope that it will be empty for the Samana Vayu to occupy it and do its miracle whatever work it does. So then here this is this Akasha is the stomach, and it's like a receptacle, and then that receptacle has to be partly empty. It includes all other digestive organs, pancreas, liver, everything. So the Samanakhya vritti, prana vritti, Akasha lakshanena. And then what happens? What do you get? Akasha Atma Iva Atma. Atma Iva Atma means Atma of something, like that we say usually in the texts. Atma of something means the trunk of something, the main portion of something. The body of something is called Atma. So the Atma of something means the body of something here is called Atma. So this is what it is, and it cannot mean Akasha. So Akasha Jahal Lakshanayaha. From the Jahal Lakshana, what do you get? Akasha Atma, Atma Iva Atma. Atma means it's not really Atma Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Atma means the crux of everything, the meat of everything. And then why do you say Samana instead of Akasha? Prana Adhikarat. Prana Vritti Adhikarat. Because look at the section. Hello. Look at the section. We are not talking of Satyam Jnanam Anantam. We are not talking of Akasha, Vayu, etc. We are talking of Prana And so let us use the few brain cells. Bhashyakara says prana vritti adhikarat, because we are in the adhikarat means the adhikarana in the section called prana. We are discussing prana. And so therefore Samanavayu here is called Atma, and Samanavayu is called Akasha, and it is called Atma because it is right in the middle. It is the Madhyama Bhaga. It's the middle part of it. Middle part of what? The bird. And then the middle part of where the Samanavayu takes place. That's also one's middle, isn't it not? Isn't it? So that's why this idea of the Atma as a trunk for that body. Atma iva Atma. And thus prana vritti adhikaranat, because and that is the hetu. Prana vritti adhikara is the hetu for the Atma being the middle part and being called Akash. So then that is the adhikara means context. That is the context. So therefore the Atma is the middle portion for this thing, for this discussion. And then samanakhya means that vayu whose function is digestion. Samayi karanakara, samana, the digestive vritti, the digestive activity. Samana means assimilation. And here, if there are any disturbances, that's again, it's connected to the mind, it's connected to so many things. If the mood is off, then the digestion is affected. There are gut issues, stomach issues, so many things. Or if there is too much tension and stress, there is acidity and reflux and all these things. So many things are there. So all this is samanavayu issues, derangements. And so this akasha, which is in the udarasthaniya akasha, that which is the space which should be, if it is not there, it should be there in the stomach. Then that this akashastha vritti vishesha is called samanakhya. Saha atma iva atma prana vritti adhikarat. So this is that is samana alone, which is called akasha here, which is the digestive fire, which is the digestive vritti. Fire means here vayu, okay, which is the digestive vritti, one of the pancha pranas. Then why do you say atma iva atma? Why not you talk about it as satyam jnanam atma? No, because prana vritti adhikarat, because we are talking of prana vritti. We are neither talking of akasha nor atma except in the metaphorical sense. This is the idea. So this is how it is. So then he gives a very interesting connection. He says madhyastvat मध्यस्त्वादितराः पर्यन्ताः वृत्तिः अपेक्ष्य आत्मा. He gives a very interesting reason. Madhyastatvat. So the paryanta means adjoining. Vrittihi apekshya atma. Because the samanakhya vritti, because the digestion is connected to the respiration. Naturally, and it is connected to the elimination. Of course, it is connected to the elimination. It is also connected to the circulation. So that's why this is the trunk to which like various limbs are attached. You have the trunk and then you have the hand and the leg coming out. So like this, the pakshas of the wings of the bird are attached to the middle, and the wings are the circulation and the elimination, and of course they are connected to the digestion. They are all one package deal. So the Samanavayu becomes the middle because it occupies an important space, and then next to the head, of course, and then because it becomes a middle because it is that to which the appendage pranas are connected. The tail is connected to that, and the left wing is connected to that, and the right wing is connected to that. Very, very nice. It's a very beautiful discussion. And so this paryantam is the adjoining. Paryanta also means what is that? Until or up till. Samudra paryantaha means until you reach the ocean. Not here, that's not the meaning. Paryanta means connected to adjoining. Adjoining. Okay, so like even the trunk is connected to various parts of the body. Legs are connected, head is connected, neck is connected. All these things are part. That's why it's called the trunk, the tree trunk, which to which the branches and the roots are all connected to the trunk. Similarly, the samana is the trunk. That's why it's called Atma. So, itaraha paryantaha. What is that? The itaraha means others. The neighboring, adjoining vrittis like the apana and vyana are connecting. They are connecting. And then, so then this is what it is. So they are connecting, they are adjoining. And then he says, Madhyam hi esham anganam atma iti prasiddham मध्यस्थस्य आत्मत्वं मध्यस्थस्य आत्मत्वं प्रसिद्धम. So the word Atma being used for the trunk is well established precedent. That's all he's saying here. So Madhyam hi esham anganam Atma. This is from some Shruti. I don't know which one. I don't know which Shruti. Somewhere it must be there. Some Upanishad, possibly Brihadaranyaka. We'll have to see. But Madhyam hi esham anganam Atma. So Angana Madhyam, that which is that to which all the limbs are connected, is called Madhyastha. And then it is called Atma. And here also it is Prasiddham, where Shrutyantarat we have to supply. It is in other Shrutis, it is well known. And it is in vogue to call the middle portion Atma is very much in vogue. It's not that this Shruti is making it up. This pratha, the habit was already there. The pratha is already there. It is well established precedent. So, Shrutyantarat prasiddham. And then, and so this is why it is called Madhyam hi eshanam anganam atma. Okay. Then, where is the tail of the bird? Prithivi puchham pratishtha. Again, we have hat, coat, umbrella, and then what? Pumpkin. So here we have prana, vyana, apana, samana. What should come next? What should come next? Udana should come next. But then instead of what do we have? Prithvi. All of a sudden, Prithvi, earth, hat, coat, umbrella, and then katrika. What is that called? Eggplant. Eggplant is also funny. It's neither an egg nor is it a plant, but somehow eggplant. So, what is this? Hat, coat, umbrella, and then eggplant. This is exactly this doesn't match. Prithvi Pucham Pratishtha. Suddenly, out of nowhere, the word for earth, Prithvi, has come. How is that? Why should we not take Udana? Vayu should be there. But then, when we see carefully, when we take a deep look at what is Udana, then you see why Udana cannot be used. The tail of the seated bird or standing says, let's say the bird is sitting on a wire. The tail of the seated bird, is it upward facing or downward facing? It is downward facing. It should balance the bird and give it stability. That is the idea. And so the Udana is a Vayu, correct? And what does it do? It ejects all the other pranas out of the body and it takes it to the subtle body and takes it on a travel. That is what it is. It ejects. It takes away everything forcibly. And so when you think about air, especially something subtle like air, generally it is upward moving, right? So the Udana is upward moving, but here what do we want to do? We want to look at the bird which stabilize. We want to look at the bird and the tail of the bird which actually stabilizes the bird. And so we need something downward pulling. Therefore, Prithvi which is the Adhishthana Devata of what? Of the Udana Vayu, which is the earth is the presiding deity of this Udana Vayu. Very, very interesting. Every Vayu has a presiding deity, and this is the presiding deity of the Udana Vayu. And so, therefore, again, one more Lakshana, the Prithvi straight away is put. The earth. Prithvi Pucham Pratishtha. Why Prithvi? Because it, for many reasons. Reason number one, and a very plain and simple reason, is that the earth goddess is the presiding deity of the she who controls the Udana Vayu. She is the Niyantri. She is the Niyantri of the Udana Vayu. She is the controller. Udana cannot suddenly leave. No, why? Because your lifespan is not over yet. The fellow's lifespan is not over yet. Udana is itching to leave. No. Prithvi says, no, you cannot do that. It's like a child saying, can I go out now? No. The mother says, no, you cannot leave the house. You have to stay. You have to do your homework. Can I leave now? No. Can I leave now? No. And similarly, the Mother Earth here has got does Niyantrana, manages the Udana Vayu and tells it when to leave based on the lifespan and the karma of that particular jiva. Otherwise, the Udana is always wanting to go. That is Udana. But then the Udana is like a body clock. It is first connected to the breath. It has a job to do. It keeps counting the respirations, inhalations, exhalations, etc. Then at the end of so many inhalations and exhalations, it is allowed to go. But who is the one that's telling it not to go? That is the Prithvi, goddess, Mother Earth, which, as Adi Shankara will tell us, has a downward pulling force, the gravitational force. That's what is keeping this body alive and in motion. Amazing, really, really amazing. So then, what is that? So the tendency for the Udana is to rise, but the Prithvi stabilizes it, and then all the other Vayus also have devatas, but here when we talk of devatas, we are talking of the functionary prana as the functionary, and that devata, Prithvi devata, etc. is there. The Prithvi Devata is included because the Udana is bound by time. Time and earth are connected, and then each time you breathe in and breathe out and everything, and then this is what it is. This is the Udana that keeps time and keeps the so-called soul within the body. The so-called Atma within the body, it keeps, and so therefore the Udana is bound by time, and then what the but then the body may fall. The body may fall, and since the Udana is bound by time, and then it wants to go up, and the body, as Adi Shankara will point out in the Bhashya, is very heavy. Body is heavy naturally. It's dead weight, and it is so heavy. It's the Vayu that keeps it light and with ability to move. Otherwise, it is very, very heavy, and Gurutvat, because of its heaviness, it could fall down. Therefore, the Prithvi keeps it standing. You may argue the Mother Earth is not keeping me standing. I am standing because of I have two legs. Ladder also has two legs, okay? Is it standing? No, it cannot stand. You will also not be standing. You'll also be flown away you'll be flying away somewhere, not even able to argue this point because you'll be floating somewhere else because of the gravitational force. That Devata exerts a pull so that you can get engaged in the activities and exhaust your karma and all these things. To keep it going and to keep you alive, we need Prithvi Devata. Prithvi is this, she's got that Akarshana Shakti. She's got that gravitational Shakti for this, which keeps the body standing, sitting, whatever you want to do. Otherwise, it's going to, it's going, otherwise the body will fall. This is what Bhashyakara will tell. So, Prithvi Devata. First thing he says is Prithvi is nothing but the Adhishthana Devata. Adhyatmikasya pranasya dharayatri sthiti hetutvat. Dharayatri means she holds the prana. She is the prana devata, especially of prana in general, and Udana Vayu in particular, the presiding goddess, Mother Earth, which grounds you, which keeps you going, which nourishes you. And this is what it is. And then Adhyatmika means it is prana, it is centered on the body. So Adhyatmikasya pranasya dharayatri, the one that keeps it going, that keeps the lifespan going, keeps the prana within the body and keeps the life force within the body, and then it does not allow the life force to be ejected before its time. So Udanasya Dharayitri Api. She is the holder of the Udana Vayu. Udana Vayu will not listen to anybody except Prithvi Devata, except Mother Goddess. And why? Sthiti Hetutvat. Because the Hetu, the reason is the karma is not exhausted, so therefore it has to be there. And then so that's why all the pranas continue to do their job. The pancha pranas continue to do their job because apana is behaving and apana is regulated by Prithvi Devata. Beautiful. Very, very nice. And then the Prithvi Devata is the Adhara. All the pancha pranas are controlled by devatas, but then here Prithvi Devata is highlighted, is very much highlighted. And so then, so therefore, they are doing whatever they are supposed to do until it is time, and then the Prithvi gives the permission to Udana Vayu, so to speak, permits the Udana Vayu to move upwards in defiance of the gravitational force and for the body to fall down in accordance to the gravitational force, because the gravitational force cannot be exerted on the subtle body. So the subtle body is free of the gravitational force, and then the Udana Vayu, it takes everything away, and then the pranas, in the subtle form circulate along with the karmas, along unfulfilled karmas, unfulfilled raga dveshas, exhausted karmas. They go in search of another body because it's no fun to be disembodied. So they go in search of another body, but until that time, it keeps everything locked within the body and it keeps the body erect in defiance to gravity, and it keeps the Vayu upward going. It keeps it tethered to this body mind sense complex so that one can live out one's life in full. Okay. So this seems like a good place to stop. Unfortunately, tomorrow's class I cannot do because I have to go to the hospital, not for me. I have to see somebody who is sick. Okay, I have to go see them, not doing well at all. And so therefore, I will not be able to take this class. This was not something I anticipated. Fortunately, we have a date for the next class, which is the first weekend in January, not January 1st, that's a Sunday, 7th and 8th, I suppose. Yes. So we'll be meeting, but at a different time. We will be having a Saturday class, Eastern time. What time is it? 12:30 to 1:30. And then Sunday also, 12:30 to 1:30. Okay, that is on the 7th and 8th of January. And then we'll also have Bodhasara, to 2:30 onwards to the 2:30 to 3:30 or something like that, Bodhasara on Saturday, and Mundakopanishad that Sunday. So then that will be the first weekend in January, not January 1st, but the following weekend. So we will be having all those classes. All right. So now we are on a, what should I say, end of the year hiatus. And if you are coming to Arsha Vidya, I'll see you there. Otherwise, have a blessed break. All the best. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamat Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you.